The way we can get a winner is either if the Palomar knot fails or the San Diego jam knot fails. Okay, first we're going to tie the Palomar knot, and the Palomar knot is represented by the orange fishing bead. So we're going to double our line over, put the doubled over line through the eye of the hook, make a loop on top. Now we're going to bring this loop through that loop. Now the loop in my left hand is going to go over the swivel. And I'm going to make sure all the line goes over the eye of the swivel. I'm going to tighten this up a little so I can let go of it. Then wet it with saliva. Saliva is a great lubricant. Okay, we got a good knot there. I'm going to cut the tag and leave about a 1/4 inch. What I'm doing is going to start marking the tag in these tests, because a lot of times the line breaks and it looks like the tag line looks like the line broke when actually it was the knot breaking. So we're going to start marking the tag with some Sharpie. And we'll know what's going on. So the Palomar knot is all ready to go, represented by the orange bead. Now on the other side we're going to tie the San Diego jam knot. Okay, I turned the board around to give you guys a better view. Once again, the orange bead represents the Palomar knot. The green fishing bead represents the San Diego jam knot. What you're going to do is go through the eye of the swivel twice. Once you go through the eye of that swivel, you're going to bring your tag line up about 5 inches, up to here. And I'm going to pinch both lines there and bring that tag line around like that, because I'm going to twist this down. I'm going to do my twist towards the swivel. And what I just did is I formed a loop up here where I will end the knot. But for now, let's do our 5 twists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to put the tag line under this loop and come through it. Go under and come up. Like that. Now I'm going to take the tag line and come up to this loop that I showed you a second ago. Okay, I'm going to wet my line real good and pull the tag line up. You can see that cinches up real nice. I'm going to wet it again. Spit is a great lubricant, as some of you know. So now I'm just going to pull my main line. And that knot is going to slide right down. Now I'm going to cut my tag, leaving about a 1/2 inch. So here we have the San Diego jam knot and the Palomar knot. Alright, let's get the board ready for testing. The board is 24 inches long, so I want to try to get the swivel around 12 inches on the center line. It's not critical, but let's adjust some lighting. That's a little better. Clean the board up a little bit. Okay, we're going to start the testing, and a couple things can happen here. The Palomar knot can fail, the San Diego jam knot can fail, the fishing line can fail, and my secret knots on the end can fail. So if the line fails, it's a tie. If my secret knots on the end fail, it's a tie. The only way we can get a winner is either if the Palomar knot fails or the San Diego jam knot fails. Okay, here we go. Getting hard to crank it. Okay, here we got it. Palomar knot still intact. On the left, the San Diego jam knot failed. Here's the knot. Here's the San Diego jam knot. And you can see that the line didn't break here. Here's the San Diego jam knot, and you can see that this wasn't the main line that broke because I got the black marker on a tag. So that knot failed. I can't believe that Palomar knot. It's an amazing fishing knot. Palomar knot held, San Diego jam knot failed. Hey Clark, which knot you think's better, the Palomar knot or uni knot? Okay, for reference, the orange fishing bead will represent the Palomar knot, and the green fishing bead will represent the uni knot. So here we're going to tie the Palomar knot. Double your line over like that. Put the doubled over line through the eye of the swivel. Making a loop on top. Now we're going to bring the loop, or we're going to bring the doubled over line through the loop. And then over the swivel. With our fishing line. Pull it tight. Going to cut our tag, leave about 1/4 inch of tag. There we have the Palomar knot. Now on this side we're going to tie the uni knot represented by the green bead. Snug it up with our line, pull it tight. Okay, so we're going to cut our tag on the uni knot side, about 1/4 inch. And we're going to line these up. The board is 24 inches long, so we're going to line a swivel up in the center at 12 inches. Okay, there we have the Palomar knot represented by the orange bead and the uni knot represented by the green bead. Okay, let's start the test. May the best fishing knot win. Okay, you can see here the orange bead, the Palomar knot is still intact. And the green bead blew off the line because the uni knot failed. Okay, on the right we have the Palomar knot. On the left we have the fishing fool knot. Let's see which knot is stronger. Let's go. Ooh. Wow. There we got it. Palomar knot held. Fishing fool knot failed. Palomar knot still together. Okay, on the right with the orange fishing bead, we see the Palomar knot is still together. On the left, the uni knot evaporated. It is gone, it lost. Palomar knot still on top. Okay, we're going to test the trilene knot against 3 of fishermen's favorite knots. Now for each test, the trilene knot will be represented by the orange bead. On the left, first the improved clinch knot will be represented by the green bead. I will tie the trilene knot one time so you see how I do it. Okay, on my right, we're going to tie the trilene knot. So I'm going to go through the eye of the swivel once. Then I'm going to come through a second time, and I'm going to maintain that little loop there. Now on all my testing I do 5 twists. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the tagline is going to come back through this loop. Like that. Going to wet the fishing line. And pull that tight. That's the trilene knot on my right. We're going to leave about a 1/4 inch tag. Now the first knot we will be testing the trilene knot against is one of fishermen's favorite knot, the clinch knot. So what we're going to do is put that through the eye of the hook. And that's going to get 5 twists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cut some of that tag off. Now we're going to put that tag through the loop. Wet the line. Pull it tight. Okay, we're going to cut a 1/4 inch tag. This test board is called the Nutbuster 3000. Try to get close to the center line of the board, which is about 12 inches. For all 3 knots. First knot on the left is the clinch knot, represented by the green fishing bead, and that will change colors on each of the 3 different knots on the left, but this will remain the same on the right. Here we go. Let's stretch it out. Okay, on the first test, and I'm just going to show it like I see it. On the first test, the fishing line broke in the middle. That's 50-pound test monofilament line. Okay? 50-pound test broke. It didn't break near no knots, near the test end, near the ratchet. Here you can see the trilene knot held and the clinch knot held. It looks like we have the line starting to give here. So that's pretty good. The 50-pound test failed before this clinch knot. But it is what it is. Now we're going to do the trilene knot against the improved clinch knot, and everything's going to be new. I'm going to redo everything, so we'll be back in a second. Okay, now for the second test, I showed you how I tied the trilene knot in the first test. So I don't have to waste your time with all that, but I did redo the entire trilene knot on my right, represented by the orange bead. So the second test is going to be the improved clinch knot, represented by the white fishing bead. Some may think that's a light green, but you can let me know in the comments. So on my left, we're going to tie the improved clinch knot. And I got to get a weird angle because I have to have my right hand in position to tie this. I would normally flip the board, but I don't want to confuse everybody. You can see on my left is the 1, 2, 3, and then the higher numbers on the right where the trilene knot is. So I do 5 twists with all the testing. There's the 5. I'm going to cut this line a little. Okay, I'm going to go through the first loop. Back through the second loop. Of course, I'm going to wet it. Okay, tighten it up. I'm going to leave enough tag here because I don't want the knot to slip and the test to fail that way, or I'm wasting a lot of time doing nothing here. So let me tighten this down. Want to get it near the center line at 12. The board is 24 inches. And if you stick to the end of the video, I'm going to tell you the secret super knot that I do on each end on the ratchets. This has to hold. If this fails here, I'm wasting even more time than I just mentioned. So these knots have to hold here. Okay, I got the swivel close to center. Okay, once again, the trilene knot is on my right. The second test is testing against the improved clinch knot, represented by the white bead. So let's stretch it out and see what happens. Really holding good. Wow. There we have for the second test in a row. The 50-pound mono broke. And you see it didn't fail at the super knot. And it didn't fail here in the center at the trilene knot or the improved clinch knot. So that's pretty crazy right there. These two knots held and the 50-pound mono broke. And this is all new line. This is all new line from the first test. So now we're going to go to test number 3 and hopefully we can get a knot to fail. Okay, here we go with the third test. Once again, on the right, we still have the trilene knot. This is a brand new line here and a new knot. I'm not using the same one for each one. Each line and knot is fresh on my right. Orange bead represents the trilene knot. Now on the left we got the blue bead. And for the third test we're going to try the uni knot. And hopefully we'll get a knot that fails rather than the 50-pound mono. Okay, for the uni knot, put the line through the eye of the swivel. Run a tag line parallel with the main line. Come around and make a loop on the bottom. Like that. Now you're going to wrap the tag line around these two lines. And like I said, I do 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gonna wet my line. And what I like about the uni knot, it always cinches up really nice, really easy. Okay, we're going to leave enough tag lines so the knot doesn't slip there. Not that the uni knot really has a problem slipping. Okay, for the third and final test, once again we got the trilene knot on the right, represented by the orange bead. On the left, we got the uni knot, represented by the blue bead. And hopefully the 50-pound mono doesn't fail. All the line is fresh each time. Let's see what happens. On the left, the uni knot is still intact. And here you can see on the right, the orange bead came loose on the trilene knot, so that means the knot failed. On the ends, the super knots that I used is the San Diego jam knot. I used the San Diego jam knot down here because I don't want the test to fail here, and it hardly ever does. It's a moment of truth. Once again, the orange bead represents the Palomar knot, and the green bead represents the double clinch knot. There you go. And before you say the fishing line broke on the Palomar knot side, look at the fishing line on the Palomar knot side going through the eye of the swivel. There's only one line, so the knot did fail. Here you can see the two lines going through on the double clinch knot side through the swivel.